Godspeed, John Glenn.
Channel 3 Eyewitness News live at 5:30. Coverage you can count on in HD.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Greg Glover.
And I'm Cindy Sexton. John Glenn, American space pioneer, patriot, and politician, has died at the age of 95.
Godspeed, John Glenn.
Glenn had been hospitalized for more than a week at the Ohio State University Medical Center in Columbus. He died this afternoon, said to be surrounded by family. He was the last survivor of the original Mercury 7 astronauts. Mark Barger takes a look back at his life.
Most of America met John Glenn in 1959. The newly formed NASA named him one of America's 7 original astronauts. He made history in 1962, blasting into space aboard Friendship 7. Glenn became the first American to orbit the Earth, circling 3 times before his capsule came down in the Atlantic Ocean. He returned to a hero's welcome, including a ticker tape parade in New York City. Glenn wanted to fly again, but President Kennedy grounded him, not wanting to risk the life of a new space hero. Glenn retired from NASA in 1964 and began the next phase of his life, serving 4 terms as a Democratic senator from Ohio. In 1984, Glenn ran unsuccessfully for president. At 77, NASA gave Glenn another opportunity, a chance to become the first senior citizen to go into space.
Although I always wanted to go up again, I never thought that age would become an advantage.
Glenn went through a battery of physical tests, and then in October 1998,
liftoff of Discovery with a crew of 6 astronaut heroes and 1 American legend.
Glenn spent almost 9 days in space, conducting more than 80 experiments on weightlessness and aging, and also reflecting on his experience.
I don't think you could be up here and look out the window out at this kind of creation out here and not believe in God.
In 2012, President Obama presented Glenn with the nation's highest civilian honor, the Medal of Freedom. Throughout his life, John Glenn called himself a very lucky man.
Godspeed, John Glenn.
Mark Barger, NBC News.
A life worth remembering. Yeah. Well, it's been 1 week since an EF3 tornado hit Polk County, killing 2 people and leaving multiple businesses and homes damaged or destroyed. As residents there continue their cleanup, business owners are gathering to help their community. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Nick Austin joins us in the studio with the latest. Nick.
Greg, Cindy, several organizations have quickly gotten together to hold benefit concerts in Benton this weekend. They'll be at a popular venue that hosted a fundraiser after the tornadoes in 2011. Bar owner Michael Powers wanted to get involved when he noticed how quickly people helped after last week's tornado.
Within a couple of hours of that tornado, people were out with chainsaws. They were out there bringing food and passing it out.
He decided to offer his establishment, Dumpy's Bar in Benton, as a place to hold a benefit concert. He understood the need to help people who lost homes and property and thought what better way to bring people together than with music.
100% of the proceeds through the auction and for the $5 entry at the door or canned goods will be going to the church that we're partnering with, and they will distribute it to the tornado victims.
At least 5 bands will play on this stage during the 2-night event. Many businesses have already donated gift certificates and other items for the auction Saturday night. One of those businesses is the Old Sawmill Market, owned by Power's wife, Ginny. She's the main organizer and her market is the main sponsor. Powers hosted a benefit concert at Dumpy's just after the tornadoes 5 years ago. They raised $6,000 that time.
During that benefit, we brought in about 400 to 450 people. We would like to see more than that, of course.
Another sponsor is the Benton IGA Supermarket. Melvin Bell and his staff have been involved in the community for many years and have been giving food and water to the latest tornado victims since day one.
This is our community, and we just take care of it. That's what we do.
The concerts are this Friday and Saturday nights. For more information and a full list of the organizations involved, visit our website, WRCBTV.com. Live in the studio, Nick Austin, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thanks, Nick. Good way to help out and enjoy your weekend. In McMinn County, the Athens area still has a lot to clean up after last week's tornado. And now the Red Cross and other organizations have opened a one-stop shop for people impacted by the storm. The Multi-Agency Resource Center will be open tomorrow through Sunday at American Bedding on Dennis Street in Athens. They can help residents make recovery plans, help with paperwork, and get them assistance. They're also providing clothing, kitchenware, and many other items. Those affected by the storms will need to show proof of residency to be eligible for assistance.
Most of the Tennessee Valley remains under a burn ban today. The exceptions, Polk, Marion, and McMinn counties, so residents can deal with debris from the tornadoes there.
Plus, the South is still considered to be in a drought, even with all the rain we've had lately. Storm Alert Chief Meteorologist Paul Barris has the latest on the conditions. Paul?
Well, a drought is a long-term proposition. It doesn't end overnight. And even if you get 7 or 8 inches of rain, and you don't want it to break overnight because then you got terrible flooding problems. So we'll take a look at the drought chart right now. The drought monitor is showing good news over Tennessee. The exceptional drought is over. Now it's just an extreme drought, which is still a huge problem. And for the Cumberland Plateau, it's under severe drought. Now from Dalton on southward, the exceptional drought continues, so we need a lot more rain than what we've gotten. But what we want to see is a change in the weather pattern, so we stay out of the dry weather, and occasionally we get our showers that we're supposed to get this time of year anyway. The big news right now is the cold air is moving in. It's 43 currently in the city, 37 Nashville, 29 up near St. Louis, but the wind chills right now, 38 in the city and 20 up near St. Louis, 30 in Nashville. So the cold air is really going to be sticking around. For your evening out, we're looking at temperatures between 37 and 30 throughout this evening, and around midnight about 30, and then 24 to 28 with clear skies when you wake up in the morning. So another cold day for tomorrow, actually colder than it's been today. I've got all the details right into the weekend and a peek into next week on my 7-day forecast.
All right, Paul, thank you. The FBI and Chattanooga police are asking for your help identifying the robbers of First Citizens Bank on Gun Barrel Road. Here are surveillance pictures from outside the bank. The robbery happened November 21st on a Monday, just before noon. Officials say this man went into the bank, showed a large silver and black semi-automatic handgun. He was wearing a surgical type mask around his neck. Witnesses saw him get into a charcoal gray 4-door Acura driven by a black woman who was wearing a red baseball cap. If you have any information, call police.
Pikeville Police and the Bledsoe County Sheriff are investigating reports of identity theft. Illegal card reader devices are being found on credit card readers at local gas pumps. There, pictured an example of a card reader. Pikeville's police chief recommends if you use credit or debit cards at gas pumps, take a moment to check the card reader before you use your card. Give a tug on it there. If the card reader comes off, alert store personnel and law enforcement.
Turning to sports news, pro boxing has been working its way back to the Scenic City, and tonight, an example of that, as a Chattanooga native makes his way to the boxing ring.
Roger the Hitman Hilly is making his pro debut at the Convention Center tonight, and our Jill Jellick is there to tell us more. Hey, Jill.
Hey Greg, hey Cindy, that's right. 22-year-old Roger the Hitman Hilly is headlining tonight's event right here at the Chattanooga Convention Center. When Hilly was younger, he crossed over from the streets of Chattanooga to the boxing ring and has been making his way through the amateur level ever since. But now, for the first time, he'll be fighting at the next level, making his professional boxing debut in the city that started it all. I'll have all that and more coming up later at 6.
Jill, thank you very much. Buying that perfect gift is difficult enough for families, not to mention for co-workers. Later on, Live at 5:30, we'll tell you some of the more unusual gifts exchanged at the workplace.
Plus, a glass blowing factory has a big order to fill for Christmas because it's celebrating a 130th anniversary.
Well, that cold air continues to tumble on down from the north and west, so it's going to get colder tonight and for tomorrow, too. All the details coming up.
Eyewitness Traffic is brought to you by CHM Memorial. CHM Memorial. Channel 3 Eyewitness Traffic is brought to you by CHM Memorial. CHM Memorial's Buzz Stand for Lung Center provides the most advanced treatments for lung-related diseases. Call 423-495-LUNG or visit mylungcare.org.
If you travel I-24 eastbound from downtown to the 75 split, watch for rush hour delays. Right now it's about a 19 to 21 minute commute from downtown to that 75 split. Then once you get to that 75 split, there is an accident to look out for. Here's some of the backup you can see from that accident. This is I-24 at Germantown Road in the eastbound lanes. As you head towards that 75 split, there is an accident. Chattanooga Police out with it. It is off the roadway, but blue lights there causing slowdowns as you merge from 24 east onto 75. Also, you got accidents working East 42nd at Rossville Boulevard and one on North Hickory Valley at 58. From the US 101 Information Center, it's Mo with your Eyewitness News traffic.
I received an email today from Grayson Evans out near Charleston, and he saw a fire rainbow today, and this is what it looked like. Now you're saying, what is that? Well, that is actually just a bunch of cirrus clouds. Those are high ice crystals, and the sun's hitting it at a certain angle, and it looks like a rainbow, but it's not with rain. It's in the cloud itself, and that's what happens is the light hits the ice crystals, they bend, and you see a rainbow, just like you do in a regular rainbow, except it's not rain. So very pretty picture. I want to thank Grayson for that photo that we got earlier today, and we even put it on the internet earlier on. All right, let's hopefully get along there. On satellite radar, goes into motion. Again, some high and middle clouds are still spreading through, but a lot of the clouds have moved down to the south. There has been some snow, some sleet in parts of Texas, but the big news is the lake effect snow that's further off towards the north, up along the Great Lakes, a huge mess out there. Winds are out of the northwest at about 9, 43 in the city, 42 in Cleveland, 42 Dalton, 45 Athens, and 34 already in Murphy, and 37 near Fort Payne. Our high was 45, 39 the overnight low, and obviously no rain today. Temperatures in the 40s south of the city, from 44 in Trenton to 45 Lafayette, Dalton at 46, Blue Ridge was 41, Cleveland and also Delano at 45, well, Lakeside almost 50, 49, and almost 40 up on Signal Mountain, 39, then we had 34 in Mowbray Mountain, only 37. Look out, Mount Ringo was 40, 45 in Jasper, 44 in Colmont, Spring City at 46, Athens and Etowah at 45, and then we had 43 near Murphy. So that's below normal. That's almost 10 degrees below normal. So we've sort of flipped the pattern now, and the cold air is tumbling down. Tonight, it's going to be cold. This is 7 o'clock in the morning on Friday. We're going to have pretty much clear skies. A little bit of a wind will mix up the air. I'm thinking about 24 for the low in the city, teens elsewhere, especially on the plateau. And then around 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, only into the low to mid-40s at best, probably mainly low 40s. High pressure still sitting over Saturday morning with less wind. That means temperatures will be in the teens in many, many spots. Right in the city, though, still 23 or 24 degrees. It's red lines of warm front moving across the Mississippi, and that's going to create snow moving across the Great Lakes. And then the winds will shift for us ahead of a cold front, and that means the moisture will be increasing. And by Monday morning, we'll start to see some showers around here. But I think generally most of Sunday, except maybe late Sunday, is going to be dry around here. But I'm thinking right now, most of the rain will be coming up on Monday. And we could see maybe a quarter of an inch to maybe a half inch of rain out of it. Ducktown, 37 tomorrow. That's right, 37 for the high. But sunshine, Spring City, you'll be near 40 with sunshine. So for tonight, 24, fair skies, northerly winds, making it feel colder. Tomorrow, 41, sunny, northerly winds continue. Tomorrow night, 24, clear skies, and into the teens in a lot of places. 44 on Saturday, 27 and 52 coming up on Sunday, but we will see the clouds increasing on Sunday. Monday, good chance for rain and some showers, still possible on the Tuesday and Wednesday. It's still up in the air, and then on Thursday, we're looking at about 40 and more sunshine coming back. So a lot colder than we've seen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Paul, thank you. We know you warned us.
That's it. More to come in Live at 5:30. Christmas is a big day for smartphones, and this Christmas there are more great smartphones than ever before. A look at the top phones of the year.
And new at 6, a 100-year-old mill burned to the ground over the summer, destroying 16,000 acres. That plot of land now will be turned into something affordable for residents. We'll have the full story at 6.
What if your imagination didn't have to wander? What if the sky wasn't the limit and the
most popular day to activate smartphones?
What if your imagination didn't have to wander? What if the sky wasn't the limit and the possibilities were truly endless? What if the future was a blank canvas and your mind a clean slate? What if the next generation of innovative dreamers was raised right here in Gig City? What if is now why not. Introducing NextNet, 10 gig internet only from EPB Fiber Optics.
All this month, we're running down a list of the best gadget gift ideas for the holidays.
Toys, tablets, and smart home gadgets are big this year, but our consumer technology reporter Jamie Tucker says something most of us already have is always the #1 tech gift for Christmas.
The most popular day to activate smartphones every year is Christmas Day, but there are so many options to choose from. Well, I've tried a lot of them, and these are my favorite phones 2016. Well, if you're an iPhone person, your choices are pretty clear: the iPhone 6s or the iPhone 7. Unlike the 6s, the 7 has dual cameras, one standard and another in widescreen. It makes for incredible video unlike we've ever seen from a smartphone. But Apple eliminated the earphone jack with the iPhone 7. You can't charge the phone and listen through earbuds at the same time without adding a dongle or splitter. As usual, there are many options for Android users. The Samsung Galaxy S7 Edge is the best choice for Samsung users. It is waterproof, has a great screen and camera, and works with all of the other Samsung devices. The LG V20 is one of the newest phones. Its strongest mark is the camera. It has the best camera of all Android devices with 2 lenses on the back like the iPhone 7. The Motorola Moto Z Droid is the coolest smartphone of the year, carried by Verizon. The Moto Z is a modular phone. You can add stereo speakers, an external battery, better camera, or a high-definition projector just by removing the back of the phone and making the exchange. Google's new Pixel phone, available at Verizon, is the phone to choose for Google Power users. It has Google Assistant and all of the other Google features built right in. As far as the best smartphone of 2016, I would choose the Motorola Moto Z Droid or the LG V20 Android devices. But the best overall smartphone in 2016 is the same as the best phone from 2015, the iPhone 6s. That's What the Tech. I'm Jamie Tucker.
And Jamie says the iPhone 6s is not only the best phone, but it costs $100 less than the newest iPhone. Well, there's good news for the Chattanooga-built Passat. The Insurance Institute for Highway Safety has awarded 82 new vehicles as top safety picks for 2017. The Volkswagen Passat is among those top safety picks. The 2017 Jetta and Golf are also on the list. You can find a link to this year's on our website, WRCBTV.com.
Hyundai's recalling more than 41,000 older minivans, and this is important. The hoods can fly open while they're being driven. The recall covers entourage minivans from model years 07 and 08. Hyundai says a secondary hood latch can rust and remain in the unlatched position. That means if the primary latch is released, that secondary latch may not hold the hood in place. The automaker says it has no reports of crashes or injuries related to the problem.
And still to come, a 130-year-old ornament factory is celebrating its anniversary.
Employees plan on making more than 1 million handmade ornaments just in time for Christmas.
What the Tech is brought to you by
Gig City's only local provider of the fastest internet and sharpest HD TV, EPB Fiber Optics.
Workers at Russia's oldest and biggest glass blowing factory are scrambling to keep up with Christmas orders.
The glass factory has been operating for 130 years. Its secrets of glass blowing have been passed down to generations of workers. To mark the 130th anniversary, the factory is producing more than 1 million ornaments before Christmas.
It's beginning to look a lot like that awkward time when workplace holiday gift exchanges can make for awkward moments between co-workers. Ringing any Christmas bells out there? For Career Builder's annual holiday survey, workers across the nation shared the most unusual gifts they've received from colleagues during the holiday season. Among the gifts making the list this year, 2 left-handed gloves, a coconut bra, a jar of gravy, a fake lottery ticket, and a real stuffed duck.
I hope those were gag gifts.
I think those were just things that were sitting around the home of the coworker. That morning they got up and they said, "Oh, I forgot to get something." We'll wrap that up, right?
Re-gift, yeah.
I'd like that jar of gravy back, though.
Now here's what's coming up at 6.
The Forgotten Child Fund's biggest fundraiser of the year was supposed to be tonight, but it had to be canceled. Now coming up at 6, we'll tell you how volunteers are hoping to fill these empty bins with toys to serve more than 10,000 needy children in our area.
And a fire burned one Hickson home to the ground, but investigators are confused as to how that blaze began. We'll talk to firefighters as they explain why they have more questions than answers. Plus,
the folks who have been hurt by the tornadoes or lost their homes can come in and get help at one place as opposed to going to 10 different places.
Week after tornadoes devastated parts of the Channel 3 viewing area, those affected don't feel alone because of volunteers. We'll tell you what they're doing. Those stories and more next here at 6.
I've never lived anywhere